Hey guys, Sheri and Richerson from Experimental Homesteader Exotic Gardening, SheriandRicherson.com and buyyourblog.com, and welcome to our daily vlog. So today I went with my friend Sheila and we picked beans. She picked 2 5-gallon buckets full and I picked 3 5-gallon buckets full. So I'm going to be canning some more beans, and I am hoping that I reach my goal of 100 quart this year. I always try for 100 quart of beans every year because that's normally what it takes us to get from harvest to harvest. And I am sitting at 48 quart right now, so that's really exciting. Especially given that all of mine were eaten and that I really didn't think I was going to have anything to can this year. So, but when you meet other homesteaders and other people that understand, you start growing your food storage. You start finding other ways. We also have the 4 chickens, roosters technically, that we butchered still in the refrigerator. So this is what I found out. Sheila told me to soak them in water for 24 hours. And we had a horrible time trying to keep the bags upright and from falling out of the refrigerator. So we ended up with several on the floor and quite a huge water mess a couple of times. So today I went in, because these are heritage birds, not Cornish hens and not Cornish crosses. So I went in today to the Abundance Plus that I subscribe to, and I asked some questions. And I was advised to take them out of the bags and put them up on, I got paper towel holders, the kind that sit on a countertop, at Dollar Tree for $1.25 a piece, and I was advised to put them up on that. So here's what I did. I got one of those throwaway aluminum pans, $1.25. I got 4 of the reusable towel racks, $1.25 a piece, and I put 1 chicken on each towel rack. I put the towel racks holding the chickens in the aluminum pan in my refrigerator. So all the excess water is going to drop down into that aluminum pan. The chickens are going to be suspended on the towel holders, the towel rack holders. And I was told to let them air dry for the next 2 days. It's sort of like dry aging. Don't cover them, just let them hang out on top of those towel racks and drip dry and dry up a little bit. And the person told me that the skin is going to look a little bit shriveled, it's going to look a little bit funny, but this is going to be some really good chicken when we cook it. It's going to be, the skin is going to be real crispy. So once they're dry at the end of the 3 days, then I'm going to vacuum seal them and put them probably in 2-gallon bags. I'm probably going to vacuum seal and then drop that down into a 2-gallon bag in case some of the sharp little bones or something want to poke through. And I'm going to drop that in the freezer, in the deep freeze. Really looking forward to this chicken, guys. It looks really good. I also kept the necks and some of the skin around the necks because I intend to use that in my broth, and I'm going to throw it in with the bones. And I thought, I know that skin is just fatty and stuff, but it does add some really good flavor. So I can skim the fat off and get rid of it or save it to use for gravy later on, which is probably what I'm going to do. Just save it with some of the other grease and stuff from chicken drippings that I've been saving and make some gravy. I also saved the chicken feet. Now, this was really interesting. Chicken feed is really good to throw in bone broth. I know people use them in different ways, and they're actually a delicacy in some places. But, the chicken feet are on the ground, and they look so dirty and yuck. You soak those chicken feet to get all that dirt and stuff off. And so I had been soaking them in the refrigerator for 24 hours. And then you dip them in boiling water for about 30 seconds. And then you let them cool, and that releases the outer layer of skin and the outer layer of nails on the chicken feet. Now, here's the other problem I ran into. So you're supposed to cut the nails off back at the first knuckle. Those feet are bone, and it is some hard bone, let me tell you. So I tried my little paring knife that is pretty sharp, and it was trying, but it was really struggling. And then I tried my kitchen shears, and they couldn't do it. So I don't know what the knife is called, but it's one of those great big chopping knives that you see people use. And I got that out. And other than being incredibly dangerous, because I had to hold the toe out, and so, to take a knife up and actually come down and chop, my fingers were pretty close, but I got the job done. And I've got all the chicken feet in the freezer along with those necks and that skin. I'm pretty happy about that. I really am, because I do go through a lot of broth. I will be making broth. And that's all going to be good stuff to add into the broth. And it makes me feel like there was so much less wasted on those chickens. And so, like I said, I'm happy. I'm well pleased with what we accomplished. I'm really glad that I've got some tips on how to make these heritage birds taste a little better and more tender. And I'm ready to do it again. I know Jeff isn't, but I'm ready to get some more birds, possibly some Cornish crosses, and raise them and have a few more birds for the freezer before winter's over. Before winter hits. Like I said, I know he's not wanting to do that. And that makes me kind of sad, but, I guess him and I are just really different. The other thing I'm excited about, I've got a couple things coming up that I'm really excited about. I'm supposed to go get a whole bunch of tomatoes. So I need to decide, I'm thinking right around 200 pounds right now, but I really need to decide what recipes I'm going to make and how many tomatoes that I actually need for those recipes, so that I know exactly how many pounds I need when I come back. The other thing that's coming up here in a couple weeks is the opportunity to get some grapes. Now, I ate my seedless grapes, and my ones with seeds are coming on. But the person that I'm getting these grapes from has like a 20-foot row, and he doesn't want them. And so Sheila and I were going to go together and kind of split the pickings. And the lady I'm getting the green beans from right now, she's wanting a few grapes for somebody that wants to make wine, and so I'm going to give her some of those. And I'm also making some plans on getting some people together to get a garden in next year, and splitting some of the produce with them, and being able to actually have a nice garden that is not eaten up by all the animals and produces pretty well. So it feels like, as I'm making more homesteading friends, that things are starting to come together, at least for me. it feels like, even though it's really late in the season, that I'm going to have some nice items in the pantry this winter. And I'm excited about that. You know, it's been a long time for me since I've really felt like I could put a lot of food together and get it down there and get it ready for winter. And I think this is going to be the year, guys. And I think next year is going to be even better. So anyway, please subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.